Excellency, there was a question on the inclusion of the countries of the Sahel.
Yes, the issue of reintegration of the Sahel countries in the African Union, President Dashimie has already tackled and handled it. The biggest problem that we have in that region is the proliferation of terrorist groups, traffickers, and all kind of secessionist rebellions. And it is in this region has become a source of concern when it comes to the neighboring countries too. So it's very important also to understand that we need to continue to engage with them. When I assumed office, I immediately appointed a special envoy, and my special envoy has been meeting recently with the leaders of those countries, and I also requested a visit to those capitals so that I can also start a direct dialogue with the leaders of that region. I think the Sahel countries need the support of the whole African Union, and I know that there is an initiative now that more than the neighboring countries, 18 countries of that region are seriously thinking of creating a platform, a common platform on how best they can handle these security issues together and not leave it to the 3 Sahel countries. I think this initiative will certainly be of critical importance in the coming weeks and months. Thank you. The question around the lack of efficiency of the African Union to resolve crises and conflicts, and the lack of initiatives that create a sense of failure. And this could have an impactful effect on the development of trade on the continent, and in particular through our common framework, which is EFCFTA. Let me say that it's not the lack of initiatives that create that sense. Even an hour ago, I was in a C5 meeting, presided over by His Excellency President Ramaphosa on the Republic of South Sudan, and so many leaders, presidents were present. And I think that there are so many mechanisms that we try to use and utilize in order to bring peace and stability in some of our regions where we have conflicts and unstable situations. You are right when you say that one of the non-tariff barrier that we always refer to and mention is the lack of security in the border areas. If you don't have, 100% security in border areas, it's very difficult for goods to cross the border from a country to another. This is a real challenge. And then, of course, the unconstitutional change of governments create also more tension, not only inside the country, but also it might have a spillover effect on neighboring countries. But silencing the guns is really a flagship program in this Agenda 2063, and we are putting all our efforts, resources, and all the mechanisms necessary so that we can bring a difference on the ground. Monsieur le Président.
Merci.
Yes, welcome and greetings all of you, family, brothers and sisters. That is the chairperson of African Union Commission, His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, answering the question from journalists: when will African Union reintegrate with the alliance of Sahel states? Myself, I'm not satisfied with the answers from the African Union chair. Anyone who have understood what he said can share with us through the comment section. Myself, I didn't understand. I didn't expect the African Union Commission chair to say there are terrorist groups in Sahel, so they will not reintegrate with Sahel because of terrorist groups. We know there are terrorist groups in Nigeria, but as African Union, can African Union sanction and suspend Nigeria because of terrorist groups in Nigeria? I expected maybe because these countries within 2 years They have came with the alliance of Sahel states. They have shown us how to unite. They have formed their own army. Maybe this will be a good example for the African Union. They have proposed to have a single currency. Maybe this is a good starting for the African Union. So let us bring these countries in so that we can learn much from them and we can collaborate with them to move forward at the continent of Africa. But what happened, it is totally different. African Union is saying this is unconstitutional changes of government. But what it is undemocratic. But what is democracy if majority have accepted that kind of leadership? So democracy is to follow the way of Europe, of America, or is the majority desire? If majority have accepted that Traore is our leader, Goita is our leader, Achiani is our leader, what do you want as African Union? That is not democracy. You want voting, you want ballot, you want people to go to the streets and demonstrating and chanting. That's what I think you want. So it is a shame thing. It is the duty of African Union to support these member countries. What happened in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, we know very well, was the revolutions. But because of external powers, because of Western powers, they have changed what happened in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso to become a coup instead of becoming revolutions. So it looks like these countries have done nothing. We have seen Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso fighting to make sure that they restore peace in those countries. And yet today, African Union is saying there are terrorist groups. Who brought those terrorist groups? Is it Traore? Is it Assimi Goita? Is it Abdramani Chan? So African Union is failing their member states. African Union is failing Africans. So anyone who has understood the answer from the African Union Commission and Chair, please help us. Help us to share. Maybe I didn't understand well what he said, but I'm very disappointed by the answers from the African Union Commission Chair. Let me share more answers from African Union Commission Chair concerning some issues facing this continent.
The theme of last year, if you remember, was the reparations for Africans and African ascendants due to the slavery and colonization eras. I think it's very important to understand and underscore that the African Union has always considered colonization, slavery, as a crime against humanity. So this year, the conference has again, underscored the fact that we needed to make it in a declaration, and the declaration presented by Algeria has been endorsed. So it's very important to demonstrate that kind of commitment and determination to fight against all form of colonization on the continent. And I think this is something that is in line with the whole struggle for independence since the 60s, 50s, 60s, and then it is ongoing. And I think that this issue of colonization and reparations will continue to be, our leitmotif in this union. By His Excellency President John Mahama, I think that if Ghana decided to go to the UN Security Council, it is with the mandate of the African Union and with the support of the 55 countries. And without that support, and the support of the A3 plus is the non-permanent members of the African countries in the Security Council. And I think that the whole process of demanding reparations and asking that slavery is and was considered as a crime against humanity, it is a collective effort. And Ghana is relying on the support of the African group in New York to advocate for that and to lobby for that. So rest assured that the Commission is behind Ghana to support the tabling of that resolution at the UN Security Council.
Excellency, do you...
Yes, so welcome back, family, brothers and sisters. You heard a lot from the chairperson of African Union Commission, His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf. Spoken a lot of things I will not repeat, but I want to comment on the issue of slavery and colonization, reparation. You know, I've been saying this. No one will pay or will give us reparation as long as the continent is divided. You know, Africa, we are divided. Some are in the side of our colonizers, our former colonizers. Others are on the side of Pan-Africanists. So Africa is a broken continent. And if we are serious, before starting with reparation, let us demand the return of our artifacts, remains of our ancestors. Heads, arms, legs are in the museum in Europe, in America. Let us start with those things. Let us tell the Europeans, our former colonizers, please return our properties. Yes, you have taken our gold, our diamond, our lithium and other things. Please return the remains of our ancestors. Let us go and let us, we Africans, bury those remains with high respect because they fought our battle. But we African Union, we are demanding reparation. We want money? Or what we want? And why we are not coming together? I don't see commitment among Africans. And if we are serious, we want to be respected, let us stop engaging the rest of the world. Let us say, we will not engage with you until you bring back our artifacts, until you do this and that. But it is difficult because of disunity. You know, one day I was listening African leaders talking about stopping export of raw minerals, that from now we have agreed not to export our minerals into raw forms. We want to add value. I said this is not possible because some of our leaders was sponsored to be leaders. Those who sponsored them are the ones who are taking these resources into raw forms. So how can you stop someone who sponsored or given you money? Many of our governments, our budget is deficit budgets. So we depend on partners, we depend on sponsors and people's goodwill. So we cannot stood as ourselves. We don't have such kind of power to stop those people. So when we talk about reparation, we talk about colonization, no one cares about us. No one cares about us. One day I heard the president of Kenya, President William Samoei Ruto, came with a revolutionary idea. When he came to power, he said, as African Union, we have agreed that from now and onward, we will not attend these summits. As individuals, we will choose some representative. But recently, you saw, not recently, last week, Second Italy Africa Summit. All African leaders were there. No representatives, all of them. And this year you will find that another summit, African leader will be summoned. So because of this unit, we have good ideas, we have good plan, but because of this unit, we cannot implement. It is difficult for us, the people of Africa, to implement what we have agreed because of division. And division is because we Africans, we have allowed others to do things that we can do ourselves. Look today, the African Union itself, the headquarters of African Union, those halls that you see in Addis was built by the Chinese, for free by the Chinese. So can African Union speak different language with the Chinese? No, it is impossible. Look what America is doing, sponsoring a lot of things in the continent of Africa. Do we have a power to say, America, let us now keep your aid, keep your things, we'll do ourselves? Do we have such kind of power? No. The same to Europe. Look how France is controlling these Western African countries, these Francophone countries. Until recently, when Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso came out and say enough is enough. But what about the rest? What about Cote d'Ivoire? What about Gabon? What about Senegal? What about Mauritania? So you can see, until Africans will speak with one voice, all Africans are talking about one voice, one voice, one voice. But when it comes to speak with one voice, no one is ready. And to give you a good example, recently, America has accused South Africa for white genocide. While all of us, we know, all Africans, we know and we understand that there's no white genocide in South Africa. Telling me, an African country that stood up and say, you fellow American, there's no white genocide. Maybe you have been misinformed, but the reality or the truth, there's no white genocide. We live with white people very well, but who are suffering are black people, not white people. Tell me any country that stood up and speak like that. Even African Union didn't release any statement, but African Union released a statement on the issue of Nigeria, supporting US to bomb Nigeria. And you expect changes and you expect something to happen. So family, let us not speak for too long, but I'm just connecting dots and I'm sharing this for you fellow Africans to understand the situation of the continent that we have right now, or the condition or the situation of our mother continent right now. When we talk about things to happen, it is difficult because of division, because of leadership. Leaders in Sahel, within a short time, they have came together. But look what happened. But in all, I expect more comment from you and also share this message to other Africans. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make African great. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Africa.